Alright, welcome to another video today. So let's get started with our quote of the day. It's going to be Psalm 50, chapter 51, verse 10. Create in me a pure heart, O God, and renew a steadfast spirit within me. Okay, so that's our quote of the day. And what are we covering today? We are going to cover using Param in scripts. So that's like the parameters in scripts. So let's get started. So I don't know if I think a few videos back we covered like covering functions and scripts and so on. Parameters and functions. So it's going to be very similar to that, except it's going to be applied to the whole script itself. So let's do that. And we have our basic script here, so maybe we'll use this one. So how do we create parameters? So this is how we do it. Normally you would apply it to the top of the script, and then we can set the parameters. So we call it param. Okay, and then you gotta set the data type. So we could put, so let's just say this is oops, sorry, I'll put this as an integer, and then we set the variable to be first number, and then you put a comma if you want to have multiple parameters. Then we'll have second number. Okay, so we'll have those two parameters for now, and then I will change these over to that. So I've just changed it up. Alright, so let's remove this piece of code here. So what will happen here? So it's going to expect that we have, is trying to look for, like, it'll allow us to put two numbers here as the parameters for the script. So if you remember, this is how we let me save the script first. So this is how we launch the script, if you remember from our last video. So if you launch the script, it came back with 30, but I think that's from the cache. So let's try it without parameters now. Five, and then you put dash, and then the second parameter, which would match this, and we'll put 2. Oops. So what went wrong here? I think I had this a little wrong in our script, so let's change this up. So first number is second number, so that would be, let's change this over to, because these will be the actual values coming in, so I kind of made a mistake there. So it'll be A equals, and then we could put B equals. Well, it should have worked here. But I think I forgot to maybe surround it. So let's try this again. Alright, and then we should get the sum of that. So let's save this. And okay, so we'll, there you go, it's 7. So I think I didn't have these variables set correctly. That's why it didn't work the first time. So you can see what it did. It took the 5 and the 2 parameters, put it in here, and then it found the sum of it, and then summed it up and gave me the answer because I printed it out. So let's see if we don't put a parameter in, what happens. So it just gave a 5. Let's see if we gave no parameters. Okay, 0. So it's accepting when we have no parameters. So what would we do? What can we do to make it where I want it to kind of require a parameter from us? So we could do parameter where, so we could set it where it requires to either require the parameter. So let's do that here. So before you kind of declare the actual parameter, you would put parameter and then open in parentheses, mandatory, and equals to true. Okay, and we'll just do the same for the below. So we want to apply it to the 2 parameters. So once it's above that, it'll apply to this parameter, and then once it's above this one, it will apply to the second parameter. So let's try to do it again without any parameters. Oh, I think I forgot to save it. There we go. Let's try it again. There you go. So you see it didn't detect the first parameter, so it's asking you to put in a number. So I'll put in 2. And it's asking for the second one because it didn't detect a value in the second one. 3. So we could set a validation on the range. So let's, for example, maybe the first number we wanted to, let's change this up a little bit. So we can set it to only put like a number from 1 to 100. Okay, so we could set the first number. So let's see what happens. Don't forget to save it. Oops. So let's come out of this. Let's try it again because I didn't put the. I took off the actual validation check. So let me just put it in here. First number. So it's 5, and then it should go ahead and ask for the second number, 2, 7. So let's do that again. But now we're going to put it to 102. And there you go. So you can see it can validate the argument on the parameter first number. Then is greater than the maximum allowed range of 100. So that's how you could put the validation on the range there for that field. So another way to use parameters, we could use a switch statement here as well. And we'll just call this verbose. Okay, and then let's just change this up here. And we'll put an if statement. And what I'm doing here is I'm just writing out a condition. Alright, and then we're going to put an else statement onto this. Alright, let's put this in caps so it'll make it a little more official. Alright, so verbose is kind of used like, if you had like a bunch of debugging statements, or if you want to show some extra info on your script, we could have, this will kind of represent turning it on and off. So let's save the script and let's clear the screen. Okay, so I'm going to put the script name down and then we're going to put verbose, which will kind of mean true. Alright, so we should say that it's on, and then if you leave it out, it is off. So you'll see a lot of that when you're kind of using the the standard built-in statements, like get, process, and so on. They may have like verbose parameters, like if you want to see extra debugging statements, this is where you would build it out in your script, or you would see the verbose in scripts as well. So that's something pretty good to know. Then that's pretty much it. I'm sure they have a lot more ways you could use the parameters, but we won't cover every single one here today. You could also just go and help and see what others they do. So I just kind of show you the basic ones so we could shorten this video. And let's go back to our script of the day. Code of the day, sorry. So our code of the day is Psalm chapter 51 verse 10. Create in me a pure heart, O God, and renew a steadfast spirit within me. Okay. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Do not forget to read your Bible. And if you're not going to church, find a good Bible-based church. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.